Okay, everybody, how about another example in modeling? Here we have a student-teacher business scenario, something that we can all relate to. And it says here that, now these are very short business rules, but we can actually get a lot of information out of these couple of sentences. We're saying at MVCC, a registered student can have 0, 1, or more teachers in any given semester. Believe it or not, we've got both the minimum and the maximum cardinality on the teacher side out of that one sentence. Then likewise, a teacher can have 0, 1, or more students in a given relationship. So let's focus on the maximum cardinality. That's usually the easiest. So we have student-teacher. It says a registered student can have 0, 1, or more teachers in any given semester. So that or more is really the dead giveaway. So we do have, at least on the teacher side, maximum cardinality of n for many. Okay? Now, it says likewise, a teacher can have 0, 1, or more students in any given relationship. Okay? So we have a many on the student side as well. So this is a many-to-many relationship. Typically you'll see something like this, but what we just ended up with, because of the way I was explaining it, would have been fine as well. So the fact is, it's just a many-to-many, and these numbers can be different. Okay, in fact, well, take us for example. I probably have, a good 50, 60, 70 students on my side, okay, on the student side of that relationship, and you may have, 1 or 2 or 3 teachers probably at the most if you're going to school part-time. So those numbers can just be different, and that's what the M and the N mean. So anyway, we have a many-to-many there, classic many-to-many. Now, the minimum cardinality is also expressed in here, even though it's not quite so obvious, but it says a registered student can have 0 teachers, meaning teacher is optional in this relationship. So we will do an optional there. And then it says likewise a teacher can have 0 students. So that too is optional. The student is optional. So we have a many-to-many optional relationship here. So let's go to Paint, just so we can talk about the line, and then we'll head over to Visio. Okay, let me throw some entities down. Now, of course, when you're doing this, you're not going to go into Paint and do this. This is just for the sake of instruction here. So let's see if I can make this line. We know that the maximum cardinality goes on the outside of the line ending. So I'm going to make a line here. You know what, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so start with our line here. And we know that the maximum cardinality goes on the outside of the line. When we're dealing with many, it's a crowfoot, okay? So you're going to be after something like this. It's not going to look perfect, but... Okay, so many to many. We're actually going to end up with another symmetrical line in this model. Okay, so the maximum cardinality is on the outside of the lines and outside of the line endings, and that's a many-to-many right there. So you have a crow and a crow on each end. Now, the minimum cardinality is optional in this case. So it's really the circle that you need on the inside, and because it's symmetrical, it'll be on both sides as well. So I'll just draw, again, it's not going to look great, but this is what we are aiming for when we model in Visio.